Hi, everyone. Happy evening to weather meteorologist Matt Wintz. My favorite time of the week. I hope it's yours. Actually, I hope you have better things to look forward to than just chatting weather. I know it's exciting, but there are better things in life. Here's what we want to do tonight. We want to prepare you for the week ahead. We obviously had some severe weather around, lots of hail out of these storms this evening. I hope you were keeping tabs with our updates here on our Region Weather Facebook page. Outside of that, we'll talk about where we are right now in terms of these storms, where they're going, and kind of what lies behind this. We've got the next 10 days of weather to talk about, and we've got a real interesting system later this week. So I want to spend a little bit of time on that because there's going to be a nice warm up as it looks right now with that. So we'll discuss what the latest numbers are and what you can expect for the work week ahead, all on this Sunday evening edition of Region Weather Live. Sunday evening to you guys. Justin's with us early. Hi, Justin. Good to be with you, buddy. Jill's with us. Hello to you. Mark says, happy Jumping Marbles Day. I assume that's not really a day. I assume that's in reference to the hail that we had. Mary's with us. Hi, Mary. Deb, hello to you. And then Rob says, all right, I get to see if there's a washout for next week. Great. Great to be with you guys, as always. Guys, please support our sponsors. I got to get them in here. They are just the ones that take care of us here at Region Weather and pay for all the software and all that good stuff. So Discovery Travel, we'll start with them because they're up top this week. If you need a travel agency that's local, that cares about saving you money and isn't in it to make a ton of money off of you, right? Discovery Travel is the place to go. They will do as little or as much planning for your spring break trip as you possibly need, whether it be hotel, whether it be an itinerary while you're there, and they'll do it for anywhere in the entire world. A wonderful travel agency that will save you money over Airbnb and all those other sites. You'll end up spending less and you'll have a better plan of where to go without the hassle. It's discoverytrvl.com. They're also active here on Facebook. Ewing will serve anything that needs done inside related to HVAC, whether it be new furnace, whether that be humidifier, anything related to the flow of air in your atmosphere inside. Ewing Mechanical Services. It's ewingmech.com. We've got our favorite plumbers on here as well. Tiger Plumbing, continue to be a fan favorite, everybody. If you have a leaky pipe, anything like that, they also actually have brand new water heaters that they have on the market that they're advertising right now on their Facebook page. I saw that, but it's tigerplumbing.net. They don't charge trip fees to come out. So if you have a problem, just have them come out for free, have them look at it, analyze it. They've been plumbing here in Northwest Indiana for a long time, and a lot of you have been very happy to use them. PSA are public service adjusters. I know they're a new company, and you may have a lot of questions. What is that? A lot of storm damage, right, with the hail. If you have hail damage to your roof, or if any of these winds have knocked off anything, have them come on out and take a look. They will give you a quote and do a quote for you around what the damage is. They also deal with insurance. So let's say your insurance isn't getting you enough money for these things. PSA will come out and they'll get more money out of your insurance company and work on your behalf, which is really, really awesome. And that's publicserviceadjusting.com here in Northwest Indiana. They're a local business, obviously. Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram out of Valparaiso, our favorite Jeep dealership. They've got Jeeps on the line that are brand new, 2023s, ready to go. And those roofs come off when it warms up, which is great. So if you need a new Jeep, or any vehicle for that matter, it's Jeep Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Grieger's on Route 30 there in Valparaiso. And finally, St. Jude House. They're just doing wonderful work in Northwest Indiana around domestic violence, which I know isn't something fun to talk about, but they have a new outreach program, a mobile advocacy program, which has really served Northwest Indiana well. And what we need with that is to get the word out around anyone that has any problems, or you suspect any problems or anything like that with domestic violence. They are there to help. St. Jude's House has been around for a long time. They've helped many, many families, and they continue to be a great outreach nonprofit here in Northwest Indiana. If you need more information, it's stjudehouse.org. All right, so pay them a visit, get the word out if you can. Okay, all right, let's get to the forecast. We've gone otherwise. here this evening alone on, and we've got a lot coming at us as we go through this upcoming week as well. What we have, at least in the short term, is some showers and thunderstorms that are on their way out. This was that sneaky boundary that moved through. And boy, was it interesting. I mean, we had a lot of hail with this. Thunderstorms this time of year do produce a lot of hail because it relies on cold air aloft. And this time of year, we still have that cold air aloft, whereas in the summertime, we don't always have it. Sometimes it's warm all the way up in that sandwich of atmosphere that we have. But we've got the cold air up there now. We had some decent updrafts with these. Just a squirrely little system. We saw it on Thursday night when I was talking to you about it, but I was more concerned with the snow threat, which is just off towards the north with this. But really, over the last couple model runs on Saturday, we started to see it where it developed this nice little curl with it, which blew up these supercell thunderstorms on the leading edge. And that held true today. I mean, it held true. We had some good hailers, some decent wind gusts out of this, thankfully, because there was a setup for some tornadoes today, albeit small and albeit quick, the quick spin up tornadoes. The threat was there for that with these. Thankfully, there really wasn't a lot of rotation with these thunderstorms. I was keeping my real close eye on the radar as these were moving through, and it was just a severe threat with some of the hail. We did have some stronger wind gusts as well, but a lot of you saw hail, a lot of great pictures coming into region weather as well. So we got out of this without any tornadoes. That's good. I know it's kind of a squirrely day when we started in the 30s, and then we warm up for most of us today under that warm front. But now this system's heading on by. Still had to sell over towards Knox, areas of Stark County. Still have some heavy, a little bit of lightning, and some very small hail with that. None of that severe. This cell now getting going down in Jasper County. That will be outbound in the next 15 minutes or so. And then all of us should be in the clear after that. You notice how they're all kind of firing up along this line. That line is now outbound. It'll be over down towards Indianapolis, but really as it gets towards Fort Wayne, it's in South Bend now. As it gets to Fort Wayne, we kind of lose the severe threat completely from this line. If you have friends or family over there, and it'll just be kind of some showers and thunderstorms. The real threat actually was locally and back in Illinois. We had more dynamics in the atmosphere to support that. So if you're worried about severe weather threat rest of the evening, don't. All right, we're done with this. This line will be out of here before we know it. Okay, and a lot of you are already fine. Like Lake Porter, areas of Newton, even LaPorte counties, we're done with the storms tonight. Okay, but you're probably hearing some rumbling down here south and east. Okay, so this is the big setup across the country right now. Your storms we had today are a little blip on the whole scheme of things. This is such a tiny system, but it was a little squirrely system that just kind of lined up properly with the winds and the atmosphere. Just really interesting how this kind of spun up. This system's not going to develop much further, which isn't much as it heads on the northern side in New York from this. But this will be out of here tonight. And tomorrow we'll enjoy a mix of clouds and sunshine. What the system is doing is bringing in some cooler air. We had that little warm up today with the warm front, not quite all the way to the lakeshore, but close to it. But this is going to drag colder air into the U.S., not bitterly cold or anything like that. We're kind of beyond that time of year, but it'll knock us before. I actually have us lakeshore. My notes here, not my notes. Wrote out podcast this week, and I have sticky notes everywhere. I don't know where my notes went for this. Oh, here they are. They're way over here. I don't know why I put them there. Yeah, I've got us in the 30s near the lakeshore tomorrow because we're going to have a wind off the lake. So just keep that in mind. 30s near the lakeshore. We'll have 40s inland, mix of clouds and sun. So your Monday starts quiet. So there's that. As we look at the bigger scheme here across the U.S., down towards this, remember they had the violent tornadoes in Mississippi a couple nights ago. That was with the cold front that is now up here. You can see the low pressure kind of on the, and now it's coming back toward the north as a warm front. And that has triggered with their warm, humid atmosphere that they already have down there. That's triggered more severe weather from it all the way back to Mississippi here. They out of Mississippi and Alabama. Just another rough night for them down there. It's not a huge tornado threat like we had the other night in Mississippi with those huge tornadoes, but still, it's severe weather for them and more heavy flooding rain. That's not going to affect us either. That's going to be outbound. You would look at the system out west, impact us is this big old size of Wyoming. That's not this snow for the mountains, but the whole thing's actually going to fade apart, which is interesting. I was looking at this late week storm system we have moving in here, And I'm like, okay, where's this going to originate from? It's got to be this right here. And it's not. This whole system right here falls apart as it sinks down to the south. What you see right here off to the very left of the map out towards California, that's energy out in the Pacific that's diving south. That brings us our late week storm system. So that's really the next thing we have to watch is now off the coast of California. So let's take you through it. We're going to go throughout the entire week here because we've got quiet weather tomorrow. There's not a whole lot to focus on. We've gotten through tonight, and then what we'll watch is what happens later this week. So here's a system that just went by. That's tomorrow. You notice how it's rainy and kind of snowy in New York, wet snow, yuck. But that drags cooler air in here. So we get a little bit cooler next couple days. I mentioned 30s near the lakeshore tomorrow, 40s inland. On Tuesday, we'll bounce back a little bit. We'll all be near 50, even up towards the lakeshore. I think we'll have an interval of clouds that moves through on Tuesday with some late day sun. That's what it looks like right now. And then on to Wednesday, that's our next weather system. There's going to be a frontal boundary. While we're waiting for that western storm as that gets developed, there's a weak front that dives out of Canada. And that's going to bring in just kind of a reinforcing shot of some cooler air on Wednesday. And you can see what it does here on the map. Here's your frontal boundary, most of the action, but it drags some brief rain and snow showers around here Wednesday night into Thursday. Right, I know. And I've got temperatures in the low 50s on Wednesday, but as this system drags cold air in, those low 50s are going to crash later in the day. I think we have low 50s that go to the 40s and 30s late in the day on Wednesday. So big temp drop. At least that's what I'm seeing right now. And that comes with this frontal boundary that could lead to a few snowflakes before it's all said and done. Doesn't look like much in terms of accumulation, so you don't have to worry about that. So that kind of reinforces the cooler air around here temporarily Wednesday night and Thursday. But Thursday will bounce back, I think low and mid 50s by afternoon. And we'll start to watch for some rain chances. This is that California system that starts to move in here Thursday night, Friday. It looks really rainy to end the week with this one, but we get a nice bounce back in temperatures, especially depending on the track of that low. So the Euro brings this low pressure from California, eventually across the foreigners' plane. First real major system to deal with this week, and it's late week. It'll bring some rain in here, maybe some rumbles of thunder as well Friday. And then watch how this kind of develops. Real rainy around here. The first wave kind of weakens, but brings the warmer air and the showers in here on Friday. And then Friday night and Saturday, we develop a new area of low pressure. All the models agree on this at this point. They just don't agree on the track of the low. So temperatures are a little in question right now. But I like this model solution. This is Friday night and a Saturday. We get the secondary low in here with more rain, more rumbles of thunder as well. And then Saturday would feature crashing temperatures where we'd start with some rain and warm, and then we'd head over to this, perhaps some snowflakes before it's all said and done. Very similar to kind of this last system that moved through. I know we didn't get much snow from that. Most of the snow kind of dried up before it moved in, but very similar look to that where we could have some snowflakes just depending on the track of it. And unfortunately, next Saturday, we look to be cooler again before we bounce back quickly as we often do this time of year on Sunday. So in terms of temperatures this weekend, I think on Friday we could hit 70 degrees. I really do. I think 60s are a good bet right now. I would probably be pushing 70 on my 7-day if that were the case. But Thursday night into Friday, as the system moves in, we'll see a bump in temps. Temps will rise Thursday night. Friday looks warm at this point. That rain will be around. We stay warm Friday during the day, but Friday night and the Saturday, that's when temps go from 70s to 30s. And I have us in the 30s near the lakeshore and 40s next Saturday. And that could be with some little rain and snow. Okay, rain changing over to snow. Again, I don't think it's going to be a big snow event or anything like that, but it does look like we turn sharply colder behind that. So big drop in temps. So 2 drops in temps this week. Wednesday's the first. That's going to be more of just a wind-driven temperature drop. So we'll be in the 50s. And again, I think we drop 30s and 40s with wind turning off the lake late in the day. And then we've got that other one Friday night and a Saturday. And that could fluctuate to daytime hours Friday or daytime hours Saturday, depending on the track of that. But pretty interesting up and down weather as we go throughout the week. All right. So that's all I've got for you in terms of this week. Again, one maiden system to watch, and that would be Friday and Saturday. It looks to be pretty rainy at this point with some rumbles of thunder, especially for up near 70 degrees. I could see us getting some thunderstorms out of that. In terms of severe weather threat, it's certainly there later on this week. It'd probably be with that second low, which would be later Friday. As of right now, but it does look like we would have a severe weather threat with that if that's where the low tracked, because we would have temperatures 60s to near 70 degrees. We'd have enough humidity around here and a pretty good kick of cold air coming in with a well-developed low. So that's kind of where we would be in terms of that. Okay. Rob, I think I should not ahead of yours. So Rob just asked, so Friday we go from 70s to 30s with no severe weather. No, I think we would have a severe weather threat with that, Rob. And again, that could be Friday or Saturday. Models still trying to figure out the timing on that. But this is kind of an early heads up. That's what we're expecting, is some kind of rainy storm system Friday or Saturday that would change that rain over to some colder air with perhaps some snow on the backside of it. Okay. Diane's all for the higher temp. She says, I am too. Diane, anytime we can get 60s or 70s in here, I'm a happy camper for sure. Let's see. Yeah, Diane, I totally feel you on that one. Let's see. Yeah, Angel's thankful the weather wasn't bad at all today. That's great. Mary, your birthday's Saturday. Awesome. Yeah, I hope it doesn't rain or snow. The possibility is that we get this system out of here early, but I have a feeling it's going to be around. I have a feeling we're going to have some precip around for your birthday, but hopefully we can get it out. Maxwell says we had 3 lines down in Hebron. Maxwell, I believe that there were some gusty winds with that storm. You're talking about that storm that came through, I would imagine. The hail out of that was pretty efficient hail. Let's just say that we had some pretty large hail reported up to $50 size. I know a lot of you on Facebook, I was talking about where the hail was in that storm as it was moving through, and a lot of you were saying, it wasn't that big. The hail core wasn't that big, but the people that were in that hail core were seeing $50 size hail. Outside of that, it became dime size and then pea size. But the hail doesn't always hit your house, but it was certainly putting down some $50 size hail. That's legit. So there's that. Hi, Dave. Thanks for joining us on the YouTube channel. Appreciate it. We kind of covered everything already. So, if you guys need to go back and watch, certainly do that. But, in terms of the weather this week overall, I don't think it's going to be a really huge, impactful weather week. It is going to be feeling a little bit more like spring. Tomorrow's on the chillier side, but even, 45 to 50 degree days feel much better this time of year. And the 40 degree days don't feel as cold as they do in the middle of January. That sun angle helps, and you could just tell it's springtime around here. We'll get there eventually. In terms of big pattern changes, I don't see any in the immediate future. The GFS, if you like warm air, the GFS is on our side. Let me just show you that real quick. Again, because I'm in the man cave here at home, it might be just a tad slower loading this up for you than it is at work. We've got literally Wi-Fi hubs right around my desk at work. That's why it's so fast. So that's that. I don't have Wi-Fi hubs here, so there's that to contend with. Okay, here's the GFS. Let me show you temperatures real quick. We'll just go to max temps. The GFS wants a big warm up in the extended. I don't buy it right now. I really don't. But we can wish cast. So let me go back to. I want to show you the 12Z if I can. I'm complaining about our internet here. It's just fine. It's really not that bad. I know we cut in and out. And the reason why we cut in and out is because the product I use, which is StreamYard, it's doing a lot right now. It really is. It's got 80 of my web pages open. It's streaming to you live. It's got all the chat popping up. I mean, there's a lot of data transfer going back and forth. So, there's that. Okay, let's look at temperatures. This is GFS. So here's what it says for Friday. Remember, Friday's the day that I'm pushing 70 degrees. GFS isn't too crazy about that. It's saying upper 50s and near 60. I like the Euro where it's got a bigger warm up with that. This is also a little later on the low. So here's Friday. There's Saturday. Notice the warm air heading out. This is that temperature crash I'm talking about. But look beyond this. Watch this bounce back in temps. This is next Monday. It has us back into the 60s. And then watch this. We stay there. And then Tuesday, it has us, Tuesday change versus the model I saw earlier. So Tuesday has us in the 40s with 60s in our southern counties. I could see that if there's some kind of frontal boundary set up. But here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This is next Wednesday. The Euro saying 75, 77 degrees. And then next Thursday, it's got us a little bit cooler with another quick warm up behind that. So Friday, it's got us into the 60s. And then Saturday, it has us in near 70. And then Sunday, it has us in the 70s. I mean, this is nice. This would be April 9th. Okay. So again, GFS is hinting at this massive warm up across eastern half of the country, which we're due. I mean, we could see this time of year, but I don't like the modeling in terms of what it looks like, how we get there. It doesn't look right. Again, as meteorologists, we kind of look at that and try to figure that out. So we'll see. This is very optimistic, and I like that. So hopefully we'll head this direction, get some 6 days straight of 60 degree, 70 degree weather. It'd be really nice. We're due that. So for sure. Dave, you're welcome. No problem. So I'm glad I caught your forecast, brother, for sure, Dave. Thank you, buddy. Um, Mark, I like your comment. That's cute. Okay, guys. Well, that's it. That's all I've got for you. So hopefully that helped plan your week out ahead. I mean, there's nothing really to sweat this week outside of that late week storm system. Could get a little squirrely. We'll keep our eye on our severe weather chances with that. But overall, kind of a cooler week, all things considered. We'll have some sunshine tomorrow, interval of clouds with some sun on Tuesday. And then we're talking a little bit more clouds Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. With that temperature swing that we'll watch, with maybe that peak in temps if that low heads west of us. So should be a pretty easy week. Okay. All right. You guys have a wonderful Sunday night, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay.